Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
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 Roll call, please.
Allen.
Here.
Green.
Here.
LaFour.
Here.
Mastravich.
Here.
Rendell.
Here.
Ricks.
Here.
Warren.
Here. Good to see everybody here. We will ask for a motion for approval of the minutes of the April 4th, 2022 meeting. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Any discussion on these minutes? Being that, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Move to audience comments on any non-agenda items. If anybody would like to speak, we'd ask that you would come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. We'll give you 3 minutes.
All right. My name is Rick Orzel, 36173 Pound Road. Yeah, I know you. I'm here tonight to clear up a neighborhood problem before it becomes a problem. I hired a fence company a couple of weeks ago to put up a fence between my property and my next door neighbors. When they pulled the permit, they advised that I talk to my next door neighbor and make sure there's a clear understanding between me and my next door neighbor why the fence is going in and where it's going to be. To be real honest with you, I don't want to talk to my next door neighbor. We have a couple of grandkids living with us now that are younger than 3 years old, and they have a couple of Rottweilers. And we've already had one incident where the Rottweiler came across the property and basically challenged us, and I kind of had to gather up the grandkid and back into the garage, and it was not pleasant. The police I did file a report. The police came out, and of course they went next door, and and my next door neighbors explained that they have these Rottweilers. They're very kind dogs, very gentle dogs. And I think when their family is around and in their property, they probably are, okay? But in this one situation, these dogs got loose and came across onto our property and were extremely aggressive. So I just can't imagine any kind of a conversation I would have with my next door neighbor where it just wouldn't go downhill in a hurry. Okay? So if you'd like, I do have some pictures of where my property is, and there's also an outbuilding that my next door neighbors have that's very close to my property line. And the reasons why they have these Rottweilers is they have probably a commercial enterprise going there. And when I talked to the police about it, they said without just cause, they really can't do any investigations. But the Rottweilers are there for a reason, to protect that barn and that piece of property, and it's only 10 feet from my property line. So if you like, I do have some diagrams of my property line and this other building, and I hope you appreciate my concerns about wanting to play outside in my yard with my grandkids this summer. Okay? So I really don't want to talk to my next door neighbors. We do have a schedule. I have identified where the property line is with some existing surveying stakes. It's supposed to go up April 9th. So that's why I'm here, to kind of do a preemptive explanation in case there's any complaints later on. Okay? So would you like to see the diagrams, or do you have any questions?
It's something that the administration can take a look at, Rick.
Okay.
The city council really doesn't have any jurisdiction in this area. It's really a civil matter, too. If there was some kind of an issue between you and your neighbor, it's a civil matter. It's not, the city doesn't determine where property lines are.
Well, I'll tell you what, I Googled it, and I seen you had a meeting tonight, and here I am.
Yeah, no, appreciate the fact that you're here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Mayor, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Why we advise neighbors to talk to each other on putting the fence in is so that they don't have to pay for a survey.
Right, yeah.
As long as this gentleman understands that if he puts it in the wrong place and the other neighbor comes and gets a survey, it may be up to you to move it then.
Well, one of my options, I understand, is that I can have the fence put in 10 feet inside of my property line.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
So just to be safe,
Yeah.
that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Is we're going to identify where the property line is, put the fence 10
Completely
feet on
safe.
the inside of it.
Yeah, then you're completely safe.
Okay.
Yep.
At one time, our ordinance here read that it had to be a foot or 2 feet inside, so there weren't any problems. But then who takes care of that foot or two?
Right,
You know?
And again, you could put it on the property line as long
Yeah.
as you understand that there is that risk if you
Right,
don't
right.
have it surveyed and then.
No, I've got a feeling that they're going to enjoy the increase in privacy back there.
And if you
Okay.
ever want to come and talk to me, I'm here
Well,
every day,
again,
so
I'm
happy
here
to
just
speak
so
with you.
that there aren't any problems in the future. The police did do a good job. They came over and they talked to us, and they went over and talked to the next door neighbors. They encouraged that I go over there and talk to them. But like I said, I just don't see how that conversation would have any kind of a good conclusion.
Yeah.
All right?
So you did the right thing by contacting the police department in the first place.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
So administration is aware of it, so if there's problems.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
And these are my copies.
I'm the place here with the Circle Drive. This is the facility that's being guarded by the dogs. Okay. And it's 10 feet off. And my prior neighbors, they came to me when they put this up, and this building's been up for several years. And again, we had no problem, but then they decided they were gonna move up north, and these new folks moved in.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Anybody else want to address city council at this point? You guys are on the agenda, aren't you? Okay, moving on. Adoption of agenda, Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City council, any changes?
Nope.
Motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration. We have 4 this evening. The first one is consideration of special event request, Starcraft Brewery, 3rd anniversary celebration. Mr. City Manager.
City Council is scheduled to consider approving a special event request from Starcraft Brewery for their 3rd anniversary celebration. The previous 2 years, the owners of Starcraft Brewery received council permission to close a portion of Water Street from Forest to the Alleyway Drive, and also the portion of the street right-of-way from the sidewalk to the curb there in front of their building. In the past, they put food trucks and games, cornhole, those type of football, bowling types of games in that right-of-way. The good thing is that their event has grown each year, so this year they believe they've outgrown that original area. My apologies, I just realized tonight that the map that I did not print well in your packet. Hopefully, the area that I show as proposed area, council knows where our portion of that parking lot is versus the private portion, but I can show anyone that has questions. So they're asking not only for the original area where we've approved the previous 2 years, but the city-owned portion of that parking lot be closed for them as well. They would then move the tents from between, they used to have 1 tent that was between the 2 buildings, and they would then have 4 tents out in that proposed area, and have the food, people, games, and music out in that area. They're asking for a 3-day event. Again, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, July 15th through the 17th. And they would also request, in a separate request, food trucks, 2 for each day. And Mr. Starr is here tonight, if you have any questions.
Mr. Starr, would you like to add anything to the city manager's comments?
No, that's about it. Pretty good.
Did a pretty good job,
covered,
yeah.
Good detail.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to, approve a special event request from Starcraft Brewery for their 3rd anniversary celebration on Friday, July 15th, 2022, through Sunday, July 27th, 2022, from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday, including a tent and outdoor music. The approval includes the following: permission to close a portion of Water Street from Forest to the Alleyway Drive, a portion of the Forest Street sidewalk and tree lawn area in front of their buildings, and the portion of the parking lot owned by the city from Thursday morning, July 14th through Monday evening, July 18th, to allow time to set up, tear down the fencing and tent.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Any discussion or questions of Mr. Starr? I have questions for the city manager. Being this is moved in, alcohol being consumed, I'm assuming in the new proposed area,
Yes.
parking lot, is the city asking for insurance, being it's going to be, consumption's going to be on city property?
We certainly can.
Okay.
The consumption the previous 2 years was also in, I believe, the street right away.
Street, yeah.
Was it?
So it's been the same, but we will make sure to have, don't believe, we can certainly request that, yes.
And is the state mandating that you fence in the consumption area?
Yes.
Okay, and how would you propose then to, that entire area of that
Pretty
parking
much
lot?
the same manner as we did last time with the orange construction fencing.
Okay, okay, and then what do you use in barrels or something to wrap them around? Or-
5-gallon buckets filled with sand, posts
Oh, okay.
stuck in them.
Okay, okay, very good. All right, that's the only questions I had. Anything else? Any other comments or questions? No, we're good. Any public comments on this? Okay, we're good. Okay. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have a second motion for food vendors.
I make a motion,
Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve a special event request for mobile food vendors from Starcraft Brewery in association with their third anniversary celebration on Friday, July 15th, 2022 through July 17th, 2022, from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday, including permission to have 2 mobile food vendors per day on Water Street in accordance with their special event application for mobile food vendors.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Any discussion?
Now, that was similar to what you had last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
The only difference really is we're extending into the parking lot.
Okay. Instead of being out in the front on the
Yeah, in the
street?
front and the,
Okay.
Okay, I, again, don't support all of the time and the days of the food vendors, which is my standard. I could go with possibly 1 food vendor there because I think the food is necessary for the potential crowd that you're going to have. But to have it for all 3 days like that, I think has a negative effect on the bricks and mortar places that are right around the corner. And don't get me wrong, I hope you have a very successful,
definitely
very
understand.
successful weekend there. I love the fact that you're doing this. This is great. This is what we want to see more of in our town. I just have a stand that I have for mobile food vendors. Any other comments? Any audience participation? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Myself? Votes nay. Motion does pass. We hope for good weather.
thank you.
Thank you. Item 2 is consideration of approving the request to conduct the National Day of Prayer. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider a request from the Richmond area pastors to recognize Thursday, May 5th, 2022, as the National Day of Prayer. In previous years, the city has recognized the Day of Prayer, and we've allowed the area pastors to come and publicly pray in front of City Hall from 12:20 to 12:40. Unfortunately, the last couple of years, I believe it's been Zoom, but we're hoping this year to be back in person.
Last year we were there.
Or last year, okay. Sorry, I couldn't remember, so, yep.
Is there-
And Pastor Egley's here if you have any questions, sorry.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the proclamation recognizing Thursday, May 5th, 2022 as a National Day of Prayer and to invite members of the public to pray beginning at 12:20.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Pastor, you have any other comments you'd like to make?
No.
Okay. We all know what you're doing. It's been a number of years between you and your father, which we appreciate. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We hope for good weather. Item number 3, consideration of special event request, Moose Lodge, Blessing of the Bikes. Mr. City Manager?
City Council is scheduled to consider a special event request from the Richmond Moose Lodge to hold a special event, Blessing of the Bikes. This event is held annually by many moose lodges across the country. The Richmond Moose Lodge event would be held on Saturday, April 30th from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And they would close a section of Grand Trunk Avenue down for that time period. And you can see on one of the attachments, the section that I talked about with the moose here that they felt they needed.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the special event request from the Richmond Moose Lodge to hold a Blessing of the Bikes event and close Howard Street from the Moose Lodge through Shepherd's Dealership on Saturday, April 30th from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Hope they have a nice day for that. Any audience participation? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 4 is consideration of Recreation Board appointment. Mr. City Manager?
The terms for Michelle Aiken and Lenore Warren have expired on the Recreation Board. To date, we have received the application from Lenore expressing her interest to be reappointed to the Recreation Board.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to reappoint Lenore Warren to the rec board for a 2-year term with the expiration of date December 31st, 2024.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this? Lenore's done a great job. I'm not sure how many years.
I don't care if you
It's been quite a while. She's been on the board. It's another night away from John.
guys. John's never home.
She didn't put that on the back of her
And
application.
I know John's never home, so.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We appreciate her signing back up again. Miscellaneous matters from the city manager, sir.
Just want to congratulate the rec department on a very nice Easter egg hunt. They didn't have the greatest weather, but they did have a very good crowd, larger than many years.
Very good. Okay, moving on. Council comments. Mike?
Nothing today.
Dennis?
Nothing.
Rob?
No.
John?
Nothing.
Emily?
Nothing, thank you.
Nothing, sir.
I hope everybody had a blessed Easter. It turned out to be a little chilly, but it was a very nice sunny day yesterday, and it was a welcome before the snow we have today out here. Amazing. Calendar-wise, today being the 18th of April, got some really small print here. It's a library book sale this week. It starts at 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 21st. And it looks as though they have a big day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the 23rd. That's Saturday for the book sale. That's bag sale day. We have a TIFA meeting on the 27th at 7 o'clock here at City Hall. And it brings us into May. The first Monday of the month is the next City Council meeting right here at City Hall. I believe at 5:30 we have another budget workshop. We had our first one before the regular council meeting today, and we will have our second budget workshop, which is open to the public, on Monday the 2nd at 5:30. And then our regular city council meeting will be at 7 o'clock. We would go back into, if necessary, back into the budget meeting after the regular city council meeting is over with. And that's it. I have a couple announcements here. That's the spring book sale. We just did that. And also, very important to everybody, hydrant flushing will commence on April 24th. That is Sunday, I would imagine Sunday evening?
Yes.
Okay, Sunday evening, the 24th of April, and it'll conclude on April 29th, which is Friday. Make sure you check your water before you use it, mostly your laundry. And if you have rusty water, they would say run your tap for a little bit. If it continues to be rusty, then call the DPW with any concerns, 727-7575. Okay, I don't believe there's anything else. There is a closed session this evening. We need to have a vote. We need a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to convene into closed session in accordance with Section 8C of the Michigan Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267 of 1976, as amended for strategy and negotiation sessions conducted with the negotiation of a collective bargaining agreement as requested by administration.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, roll call, please.
Green,
Yes.
LaFour,
Yes.
Mistravich.
Yes.
Rendell.
Yes.
Ricks.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Take a couple of minute break and go into closed session. The motion did pass.